G'day guys, Ron here from Osborne Digital Marketing. Today I'm going to show you how to do plastic surgeon SEO or SEO for plastic surgeons. Let's jump into it. So as you can see right behind me, I have this enormous checklist. Okay, this is a plastic surgeon SEO checklist. You have everything on there that you will need to rank your plastic surgeon clinic up higher in the SERPs. So whether you're a plastic surgeon that knows a little bit about SEO, or perhaps you're an SEO agency, you've just won a plastic surgeon and you're trying to figure out how exactly you would go about ranking them higher in the SERPs. What I'm going to cover today is how to rank them in the Google Business Profile and how to rank them organically. So we're going to kill two birds with one stone. We're going to go after it aggressively. This is going to be a very valuable video, and this checklist is completely free. So you can get this plastic surgeon SEO checklist just down below, up above, wherever it is in the future. But you'll be able to find this completely free checklist. This will cover everything you need. Everything I talk about today will be in here. And as you can see up the top, there's a ton of links. So all the tools that I use today are going to be up here. Everything I chat about, don't worry guys, they're all here. Everything's here. And if you find that there's anything missing, just reach out to me and I'll help you out. I'll send you the link. Don't worry about it. So everything you need to do plastic surgeon SEO, it's all right here. So let's jump into it. Now, what we need to do is begin by looking at the target keyword that we're going to utilize. So let's have a look at that right now. So as you can see, I'm going after plastic surgeon Miami. So I'm going to look at the map results and I'm going to look at the organic results. Now, depending upon how many other keywords you as a plastic surgeon or you as an agency, whatever your client said, you can just apply the principles that I teach you today to all of the keywords that you're going after. Okay, that's very, very important. I'm just showing you one because when we do this for plastic surgeons, when we run plastic surgeon SEO campaigns, we don't just go after one keyword. We go after a lot, but this stuff takes like a whole day to put together. So I'm going to show you one target keyword. I'll teach you the fundamentals so you will know what exactly to do to rank a plastic surgeon clinic. So this is the target keyword, okay? That's what we're going after, and it's in the target keyword tab. This is where you can put your information. So what we want to do now is we want to perform a quick review of the domain that we're going after. So let's do that right now. So the individuals that we're going after, we don't work for them. We're not associated with them. I'm grabbing a random that's performing quite poorly for this really good keyword, and we're going to match them against the competitors to see what needs to be done to ensure that they can rank their plastic surgeon clinic. So what we want to do now is we want to look for those individuals. Now, I have picked someone out, and the only reason I've already picked someone out is because they do have a Google Business Profile and a website that is ranking, just not performing. Just an FYI, guys, sometimes I get asked the question why I don't just randomly grab someone live. I used to do that, and I'll do that in my live streams, but the problem is then I have to make sure that they have everything. So it's hard to audit if they only have a website, and I'm here trying to show you how to rank their Google Business Profile as well. Doesn't really work out too well. So let's jump straight into it. I've decided to select Eden. So I'm not associated with, not working with, don't know these guys from a bar of soap, no idea who they are, but these are going to be the donors that we go and utilize today. So this is them right here. Okay, these people right here. So let's open up their website so we just have it on file, and we want to analyze it and check it all out. So let's grab their domain. Now you're going to need to utilize a tool like SEMrush. You can utilize ShineRanker if you want. I'll have a link to both of those down below. ShineRanker is obviously cheaper than SEMrush, but you're not going to be able to do everything that we do today with SEMrush. So if you're tight on the budget, you can use ShineRanker, but if you're serious about it, you need SEMrush. Even if you want to just do this as a one-off to your business, or you're looking to do it as a one-off to the client, get SEMrush for 1 month. Got the links down below. So let's paste that information in here. And the reason we're doing this is because we want to input this data into our spreadsheet because it's vitally important. Okay, so they obviously are starting to work towards some rankings, which is excellent. All right, so here's their authority score, here's their backlinks, and here's their traffic. Remember, this is an outside in look, not inside out, so we don't know the exact numbers of the traffic, but there's the approximate keywords. So they've got 3,573 keywords. So we go back to the home page. Now you can put in their domain here. Keywords right here. So total keywords, 3,753, I think. Backlinks were 294 and A score was 18. I think it was. I can't remember, to be completely honest. 3573. Okay, that's what it is. 3573. Okay. Now we do want to grab the legal business name, and this will become important in the future. I always find that they will put the actual legal business name further down the bottom because there should be a copyright with their business name. It's only here. Okay, maybe this is their business name, because we want to make sure, the reason this is important is because when we check out their citations in the future, so that's going to be vitally important that we have the accurate business name. So about Eden Plastic Surgery. Okay, let's grab these guys, because maybe it's Institute, but we don't actually know. I would recommend that they clarify their business name so that's easier for Google. So there's a little something to begin with straight away. They need to ensure that their name is succinct across everything. All right, so total citations, we're going to leave that blank for right now because that is not what we're doing right now. We do that further in the checklist. Now, as you can see, this is the main page of the plastic surgeon SEO checklist. As you go along, you can tick things off, and it's pretty much in preceding order. Everything's there that comes next. So you just tick it off, move along to the next thing. That's how all of this works. So what we're going to do now is we're going to tick this off, and we're going to perform a quick review of all of the keywords that are actually linked to this Eden Plastic Surgery Clinic. So let's do that right now. And the reason we want to do this is because if we simply go and have a look on the organic research, top organic research, click on that there. We do this because we want to ascertain what's going on, how we're performing for current keywords. So if you had a massive list, you would want to figure out how well we're performing initially. Now, this is obviously only for your SERP ranking or your organic ranking. So let's have a look at the data. So here it all is here. Now you can export this data. So as you can see right over here, just next to me, I'm not going to export all 3,000 guys because this is just an example. I'm just going to do the first 500. I always do the first 500 in these videos, but this is essentially what you would do. So we're exporting this data to get a bit of an insight and to review what's going on in the website. What's it being identified for? Because as you look at your target keywords, you would want to ascertain where you are for certain things. So you're moving along slowly. So this is why this checklist is very important, because guys, it's too hard to do without it. Like I forget so much stuff. Like if I don't have a checklist, I forget so much stuff like that. And that's the honest truth, because there's just too many moving parts. There really is. In SEO, there's just way too many parts that you'll miss if you're not on top of your game. You'll miss them. All right. So I just copy that and then paste that information in here. And like, as it takes a while and sometimes it can crash. That's unfortunately why I don't rip the whole thing out, guys. One, it pulls out of my credits. So my agency, sometimes I unfortunately hurt the team because I pull out too many other keywords. But that's pretty much, let's get rid of that. Okay, so now all of this information right here, as you can see, here's the keywords. And here's where we're ranking, and here's the search volume, okay, and the keyword difficulty. So we can beautify all of this. Let's make this just a little bit prettier, make it all centered. So there we go. Okay, so in position 1, we're only really going to see the top ones because I exported the top 500, but that's pretty much how it is. And then we've got the cost per click over here, but it's not really necessary. So that's how we identify all of the keywords that our plastic surgeon is currently ranking for. Now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and audit the plastic surgeon's Google business profile. This is where we really start to ramp everything up. All right, so we're going to audit this profile. So what you do is you come over, you can go back to the home thing and you can just make sure that you've ticked everything off. But now we go to this tab, which is the GBP audit. We click on this tab. Now, as you're going to see, it has a ton of stuff going across and a ton of stuff coming down. So you scroll across, there's all this information over here, and I'll explain everything as we're going along. But what we want to do first is go over to the maps. So here we are right down the bottom, depending upon how many ads are up the top. We're in position 20, 19, 18, one of those. There's 2 ads. So what you want to do is we want to look at the #1 rankers. We want to look normally at position, depending upon how competitive the niche is in this type of game, 1 to 5. You want to look at least 3 to 5, sorry. You don't want to be looking for less. But because of this video, I'm going to keep it to only 2 so you can get an understanding of what I'm doing, and then you would apply the principles when you're doing plastic surgeon SEO. You would just apply the principles that I show you today. So firstly, we want to grab the names of this one because this is ranker #1. Paste it in there. Now, the reason I do this, guys, is because this is the generic map that's being displayed by Google. So I grab the names now. If I zoom out, zoom in, the ranks are going to change. I want to be shown the generic. When someone puts in Miami, I don't want to be showing the results of a massively zoomed out or zoomed in map because that's not appropriate. This is the default. You want to roll with the default that Google's showing you. So let's grab these guys as well. And you just paste them. And like I said, you'd normally do your 5 and place them in here. And down here is the totals. This green thing is where we want to keep your eye on this. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is audit the first competitor. So we just click on their profile. Now this right here, so this is GMB everywhere. So it's just a Chrome extension up here. This is Plepper. So Chrissy Palmer, thanks mate. I'll give you a shout out every time I use this tool, dude. Because yeah, he put me onto this. So yeah, it's a brilliant tool. Unfortunately, Google has done its updates. Some of these tools, guys, are a little bit glitchy at this point in time. But if we encounter any glitches, I'll run you through them. I'll explain what to do, and yeah. But let's jump into it. So let's crack on. So firstly, the main thing that we want to look at is what is their categories and how many do they have. So we go over to Plepper. Let's copy this. We come back, categories. These ones, these are the categories they have. And then we have put 2 in here. So they've got 2 categories. Now, let's look at their average rating. So you just literally follow it along, guys. Like it's a very straightforward checklist. So average rating, total reviews. Let's go back. Average rating is 4.5, 31 reviews. Okay, 4.5, 31 reviews. Now, total posts, we're going to skip that because we need to use the GMB everywhere, and that just sometimes is a little bit finicky right now. So we look at the image count, which is right next to my ear. It's like right here. This is it right here. So we want to see that there's 16 there. Okay, cool bananas. So we come back over here. 16. How many Q&As do they have? They've got 8. Okay, cool. Now, when you're doing all of this yourself, it'd be vitally important. I'm just doing an overview. I'm walking you through what you would do for a plastic surgeon SEO. But when you do it, you need to go through, and on our big spreadsheets that we have, when you mark down the Q&As, you need to record what those Q&As are, like what they say, what they actually are, and what type of keywords they're utilizing in the Q&As. These are types of things that you need to consider when you're going through and doing plastic surgeon SEO. Now, products and services, this has been a bit problematic because unfortunately it's not showing, Google's being a little bit cheeky and not actually showing all of the time the services. As you can see, like I'm not seeing any of the services or anything like it used to display. So what I need to do is send it to my phone. So as you can see here, send to your phone. This is where you can check if there's any products and services. So I can't see any products or services right now, but I'm going to send it to my phone and check. So this is maybe what you'll need to do. So let me just check all of that, guys. And I'll explain what I'm looking at. Don't worry, you're going to know exactly what's going on. So I've got the profile up on my phone here. So you can see that. Now, all I need to do is click on the profile, and you'll see down the bottom here, like you can't really see, but you click on it, and then there's services. And if you scroll around, you might be able to see anything else. So like their posts and or their products. So what you want to do once you see all of their services, you want to count how many they are, how many they have, excuse me, and you want to record what they have written down in the descriptions, and you want to record exactly what they are. Not doing this in this video, it'll be too long, but that's what you need to do when you are doing this. You can record all of this data in the checklist, but what I'm going to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So right now they've got about 23 services. Okay, so I come back over the checklist. I go 0 products, 23 services. Now I did just skip through it quite quickly, so it could be 25 or 26, but roughly that's what it is. I'm doing this so you get the idea. Now, let me show you, sorry guys, let me show you the total posts and the post frequency. These are very, very important and what we need to pay attention to. So let's go back over here. Now, what we can do, it doesn't look like that there's any posts. Now, I don't see any posts. This is why it's good to have another look. On the Google Business Profile, doesn't look like they've got any posts on the phone. Oh, there is one all the way from 2019. Our tool might not pick it up. But what you can do is you can simply hit the button over here where it says Post Audit. Now, this tool's free for like 5 searches, but like I said, it's been a little bit finicky, especially with this latest update. So one post, as you can see, not enough posts to calculate a frequency. So it's like one post every, like 1,000 days. So what you want to do is you just put one post in here. Now post frequency, I would just leave that blank because this guy's not posting a lot, which is quite interesting. It's interesting that he's being rewarded. So there's obviously other things going on for him to have that position. So I would leave the post frequency blank. So let's move on to competitor 2. So the Nathan Clinic, that was the plastic surgeon we're looking at now. So you want to go through, let's go to the Nathan Clinic. Same thing, guys, exactly the same thing. So we want to look how many categories they've got. They've got a ton, 6 in total. Okay. So we go up here, put that in here, put 6, same thing. Average rating, total reviews. I think it was 233, but I can't remember the, let me get rid of that. Yep, 233.5. Okay, well, that's amazing. Good job, guys. Be going to them. Now, keep going across. Images, we want to look at their images, see how many they have. 223, so a fair few images. Okay, let's just get rid of that. 223. I want to make my checklist look gross, but Q&As, they only have 2. Let's come over here, 2. Now, products and services. So same thing, guys. If you're looking at a plastic surgeon, let's see if there's any products. Nope, doesn't look like it, and no actual. No, I have to send it to the phone again, guys. Sending it to my phone. I'll check it out on my phone. And this is what you'll need to do. Like this is the lengths. If you really want to rank your client or rank your business, you want to rank your plastic surgery, then you need to go to these links. This is how it is. This is why we charge the big bucks. Okay, so they've got into 1, 2, 20, about 20 services. And let me just check if it doesn't look like they have any products, but let me just check. They've got posts. Yeah, they've got a ton of posts. Okay, cool, bananas. Okay, so zilch, 20. They have a ton of posts, so let's review their posts. This is where you'll be able to see this wonderful tool in action. So just hitting post audit, and now it's going to go through, look at the post, and check out what's going on. So let's have a look. Okay, it's been a bit of a gap. November to now, wow. So they're obviously hitting it hard, and then there's been a bit of a gap. So this tool maxes out at 30, unfortunately, but as you can see, on average, every sort of 24 days. So let's input this data. So I just put in 30. The tool maxes out, but I just place in 30 because it's telling me that they post a lot. But this is the really, really important thing, is the post frequency. So how often are they posting? Remember, Google rewards activity. So that's something to look at. Now, a little cheeky tip I will give you, my loyal followers. Guys, if you're not subscribed or you haven't liked already, make sure you hit those buttons right there and you'll get more valuable videos like this. But my loyal compadres, I guess you would say, what you can do is hit this button, review audit. You hit this, it'll scrape all of their reviews and it pulls out the keywords that are utilized all the time and more frequently. Now, we've done a ton of tests and it directly correlates with people mentioning keywords within the reviews with how Google will reward you. So that's a little bit of information for you guys. So yeah, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. All right, so back to business. So what we want to do now is we want to review how we're doing. So you would have a look, review your keyword in the SERP. You'd have a look. We've basically done all of that. So let's just tick it off. But you would do a grid search. So let's grab our target keyword, which is this one. So plastic surgeon Miami. Now we need to go across and we need to find, it was Eden plus plastic surgeons, was it? Oh, surgery. Plastic. That's why you grab the name, guys. Grab the name. Eden Plastic Surgery was. Okay. So this is Local Falcon. Link to Local Falcon is in my checklist, guys. And what this does is essentially it's showing you how well this business is performing for a particular keyword. Now, I'm just going to run a small grid just because it costs funds obviously up here to do this. I believe you can do one grid search for free. So click on the link, you'll be able to do one for free. But each location here, so all of these dots, right, indicate if someone was standing there with a mobile phone. So you go back, you grab your target keyword once you've found your business, you grab that, you put this in up here, and then you hit the run a scan. Now, if someone was standing in either of those locations where one of those dots are, it's presuming that they have a mobile device. It could be on a computer, but mainly a mobile device. And the number that is depicted there will tell you how well you're performing. So let's wait for the results. So as an example, like up here now near Little Havana, it's not great. It's doing really, really poorly. Now, obviously, they should be in position 1, right where the business is located, because they should be the only one there. But however, like down here, position 12, here, position 20, 20, 14, 11, it's not great. Like that's not great. So you can obviously make this bigger, make it more like tighter in, so you can really start to tie it all down and focus really, really, like go down south, a little bit more south, a little bit more north. You can really optimize the map on how you want to, but it's important to see how you're doing, because now I know this is performing quite poorly. And that's another reason why we're doing very, very bad in the Google Business Profiles. So you can come back over here, go to your Google Business Audit, and you can just write poor, like poor performance. Put whatever you want in. You can put your digits. You can put however it works for you guys. Like whatever you want to do, you can put in. But I just put in poor. Like it's bad. So now what we do You would have audited at least 3 competitors. I'm only doing the 2. I've explained that before. But what I'm doing now is I'm reviewing us. Let's see how well we're doing. Let's see what categories we have. So we have 7 categories. That's a lot. So they're probably diluting themselves there. So there's that to think of. So I just put their categories here. And there's 7 of them in total. So that's a lot. Now, the average rating and the total reviews. So let's check that out. Sorry if that was a bit loud, guys. Let me just try and mute this down a little bit. Let me turn this. Let me drop this right down for you. Don't need that stuff, so apologize about that, guys. But let's crack on. So average rating, average, and total reviews. Let's check that out. Let's check it out. So rating is 4.9, 39 reviews. 4.9 and 39 reviews. All right. Total posts, we skip that. Just come back to it, guys. Total images. Let's check that bad boy out. We have 31. Okay, cool bananas. 31. Q&As. How many Q&As do we have? Bet it will be 0. Yep, 0. How many products or services do we have? Looks like nothing. Send a phone. Let's check it out. Okay, so like I said, guys, got to have a look on my phone. I can't see any products on here. I can only see services. So same thing, guys. I'm going to have a look at the services. Ooh, big problem. Big problem. They don't have their services set up properly and they're trying to send it off to their website. Big problem. So that's a 0 and 0 for both of them. That is not good. It's another reason why we're down the bottom. Now let's check out total post frequency. I don't think I could see. I like just checking on my phone, guys. I'm a measure twice, cut once kind of guy, you know. So I can't see that they've got any posts either. So no posts on their Google Business Profile. Let's see what the tool has to say about that. Post audit. Let's check it out. Now, sometimes, guys, you will encounter errors with this stuff. You might just need to run it again. But yeah, that's why it's important. You check it on your phone. It's going to show you. It's going to show you. So that's saying zilch, nada. Now, let me show you the power of this awesome checklist. So we've gone through and reviewed everyone, right? And obviously you can tick it all off, guys, if you want. You can do whatever you want. I normally just run through. It's quite obvious what's going on, but you do you. So let's look at the categories. Well, first of all, do our categories align with what's going on here? I guarantee you, first of all, we're watering down a lot of our stuff. So that's a bad thing right there. Average rating, are we above the average rating? Yes, we are. Okay, excellent. But what's the total number of reviews on average? 132. We got a long way to go. How many posts? What about that? Because we have zero post frequency. And what's the average post? Well, the average post is 15.5. Now, before you sit there and say, Ronald, the numbers are skewed, guys, I have MBA in finance. I know all about the numbers, but when it comes to analyzing this data, it's just for an example. I have had people reach out to me and say, you can't analyze the data and do averages with 2 people. I understand that. This is just completely to review and help you get the gist of what I am doing. So that's why I do it. Obviously, the more individuals that you have up there, the more competitors, the more accurate those numbers are going to be. So obviously we can see this is massively skewed to one side. So, you know, you would be able to easily ascertain by putting in a couple more competitors who's the outlier. Is it this guy or is it this guy? That's how you can do it. But just an FYI, please, yeah. I've had some emails and some other videos being like, dude, you can't work out averages. And it's like, guys, yeah, please. But anyway, cracking on. So as you can see here, total posts, we need at least 15. Zilch, we have nothing. Total images, okay, well, on average, again, guys, numbers. But on average, the numbers are 119. What do we have? We have 31. Not great. And this is how you look at everything. You go through and go, okay, how many Q&As on average? The Q&A number is a bit tighter. You know, there's 5, and then services as well, which is 21.5. Okay, so we have 0 and we have 0. Starting to see what we need to do. So immediately we can figure out, okay, let's say you've looked through your 5 competitors. Immediately the strategy would be, this is what we have to do. Because SEO is just already what you need to do. It's literally already laid out. Google's literally being like, oi, go and do this with this person's website and I'll rank you number 1. That's what they're doing. And they're literally showing you what to do. You don't need to reinvent the wheel with SEO. You just need to literally do what your top competitors are doing and do it better. And you'll get there. So what I would be doing is, now that we know what's going on, we're like, okay, so we need to update the services. We need to update the Q&A. We need more reviews. We need to focus on our categories. And this is where you would need to spend time going through your categories and picking them apart. But that's what needs to be done. So you just come over to this tab. Now it's up to you if you want to do this like step by step, or you can do it just one thing overall. Like you can come back here and be like, this needs to be done. But sometimes I like going back over everything, but just for video sake, I like to put in the strategy. So this is the SEO strategy tab that you can have. Obviously, before you present it to a client or whatever you're going to do with it, you would clean it up. But just for yourself, you can be like, GBP needs a lot of work. So you can be like, okay, month 1, like we need to really start hitting it and setting up the customer, helping the customer set up probably a couple of QR codes on their invoices so they can get more reviews, these types of things, like rewarding people for, you know, maybe run a promotional program or something to help get a little bit more traffic in there, something along those lines. But you're putting this together now. So that is how you audit a Google business profile of a plastic surgeon. Okay, so that's basically what we've done there. Now, the next step is we want to identify the competitors, which we've done for the map rankings, but we want to identify the competitors for the organic results. Because remember, I'm teaching you how to perform in Google, Google Map, and in the organic results. We're going after it the proper way. So let's do that right now. Okay, so what we want to do is come down to competitors down here. You can click on this tab, and here is the information that we're going to utilize. So this was the map results. We've checked it all out, but this is the organic results. So what we want to do is, for our target keyword, you know, we can be like, okay, where were we performing? You can check. So Control F, I think it was Eden. Yeah, 39. So not great. Not great for that plastic surgery in Miami. Yeah, that's Eden Plastic Surgery Institute is what they're calling themselves. All right, let's just grab that because that will be important later, guys. I'll put that in because it will be vitally important when we're looking for citations and stuff like that. So let me just copy that in there, and we will cover all that later, so don't worry. All right, but it's important when you have a business name, guys, it's very important that you, so if you use abbreviations like Osborne Digital Marketing's ODM, sometimes I'll say in emails and stuff like that, but I don't utilize that association on my website because I don't want Google to be confused and think I'm 2 different things. So that's just a little bit of FYI I would give these guys, as they're confusing Google right now, because Google will not look at them as one in the same. Google would think, as an example, Osborne Digital Marketing is over here and ODM's this other thing over here. So tie it all in together. Keep it focused. Keep it very, very focused. All right. So we need to look at our competitors. Let's look who's killing it for this keyword. So let's just go all the way up the top. Remember, we have it for the map. So let's grab this guy. He's doing well. And let's grab these guys right here. So just grab 1 and 2. And remember, you're doing this for all of your target keywords. You're going through and be like, okay, let's see who's performing well for this keyword, who's doing really well. Because you're going to start to notice a bit of a theme of what's being rewarded, what they're doing with their websites, how big their websites are. So this is the SEO Quake extension. It's completely free, guys. You don't need to have SEMrush. Did I say SEO? SEMrush Quake extension. This is completely free. So what we're doing now is we want to grab their domain. And we want to grab their business name. Is it just Zuri Plastic Surgery Miami? Let's scroll down. Let's have a look. Zuri, Influx, Miami Plastic Surgery Marketing, Plastic Surgery, Can't see that they've got their name. Yeah, it must just be Zuri Plastic Surgery. Okay. So all we need to do is click on the tab that says competitors, domain, name, Zuri Plastic Surgery. Okay, done. And I believe it was 239 pages. Now I'm looking at index by Google, which is, where are you, Zuri? 268. Okay, so 268. Now, so what we want to do now is I can click on either one of these links. Like, let's just click on the traffic and we'll go across. I'll show you this now. So it's looking at the domain overview of Zuri. Okay. So here we go. We can see what's going on. So we're having a look at his site. He's got 38 authority score. Guys, the authority score is meh. It's like, you know, it's good to have an idea of what things think, but I can give you an authority score of 95 in 2 weeks. So it's not really important. I couldn't do 95, but you get the gist. It's a number to be aware of. That's it. But the main thing we're looking at is his backlinks. So his backlink profile and the organic keywords. Okay, so 9,132 and 2,500. So he has 9,132 and 2,500 backlinks. 2,500 backlinks. What's going on here? Why is this freezing? Sorry guys, this is freezing for a moment. Unfortunately, my screen's SEO checklist not responding. Just have to wait a minute, guys. I'll come back when it's responding. All right, guys, I'm back, and I don't know what happened there. Yeah, let me just maybe close some tabs. Let's get rid of some stuff. Close some things down. Don't need the maps anymore. So backlinks was 2,500. Citations, we will look at that later on. So we'll get to that later on. That's why the business name is important. I'll show you how to work out that with 2 ways of doing it. The free way and the paid for way. So now we need to grab competitor number 2. So these guys, let me just close that out because I don't want all of this stuff open. RKU, I think it was. Let me scroll down. Visit us today. Why do these guys never have their business name clearly marked? It's very interesting. OQMD, is this? It's very interesting. I find it fascinating that they do not have a clear. Like, why would you not have a clear business name? Oh, it's like, don't get me wrong, I know my wife's a doctor, and I know that it's important to have the name displayed because that's what people ask for. But when it comes to a business as well, you're running a business, you need to be able to find something easily. So yeah, this doesn't make sense to me. Doctor, okay, what's your name, champ? What is the name of your business, the official name? Huh. Yeah, this is very interesting. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to find out. He must just be this. Are you Karu MD? Karu. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I just want to make sure, but I think that's what he is. Karu. AU. MD, because you need to make sure for the citation research. So that's why I'm spending the time to make sure. You just want to have a quick look. 287. 287. Let's go across and have a look now. 287 pages. So as you can see, the reason I'm looking at pages is like, well, how big is our website? Do we have 287? Because look at the theme starting to appear, guys. And you do the same thing. You need at least 3 competitors, but in a competitive niche like this, you need 5. I would be putting in the top 5. That's what I would do, because again, if I work with a plastic surgeon, they're not paying me $1,000 or $2,000. They're paying me a lot more. So as they should, because it's a lot of work that goes into this to actually make it happen. But you can start to see how much effort it takes to rank these types of businesses. So let's go back over here. Same thing, 2,500. Authority score is 40. Good bananas. 2,500. 9962. 9962 and 2,500, exactly the same. Okay. So there's our competitors. So that's exactly what you want to do. Grab as many as you can. It's not valuable to just keep going down. Like, you don't want to grab 10, so to speak. I would stick super competitive, max 5. Not so competitive, 3. 3 will do you well. But I'm just going to do 2 so you understand the process. So you can see different examples and see the other challenges. When I'm looking to do plastic surgeon SEO, you will see the other challenges that arise. So what we're going to do right now is we're actually going to perform a plastic surgeon SEO keyword gap analysis. So let's jump into that. All right, guys. So when you're performing a keyword gap analysis, what it is essentially we're looking to see what our top competitors have. So the keywords that they're being identified for and what we don't have. So this is brilliant because, one, it will show you little keywords that you can go after for quick wins. And it will also show you and give you content ideas. So you're like, I didn't think about that service or that supporting page or that blog content. It'll give you ideas to go away and create stuff around. So we've got the keyword gap tab down here, but what you need to do, so let's just bring it back up the top. All you need to do is let's go back over to our guys. So you can see we've got 126 pages. We've got half of what our competitors have. So let's just go back over to SEMrush. Now, as you can see in the left-hand column here, this is the keyword gap. Now, ShineRanker doesn't have this type of feature, but I assume what you could do is you could put it in like spreadsheets, and then you could analyze them against one another. But like, guys, like, this is what we do in, day out. So I want to make it easier for my team and for me. So keyword gap. As you can see, you can add a ton of people in here. So we want to grab the top guys. We want to grab them. We want to grab Zuri and let's put them in. So we put them in, make sure it's in the US, and bang. Now this is looking at the root domains, and you can start to see like where we've got crossovers in keywords. So you can be like shared as an example. So this is the keyword gap. My buff head is in the way, but you can start to see. So obviously, like, I'm assuming you know a little bit about SEO. That's why I'm running through this, because you know what volume is, you know what keyword difficulty is. But if you don't, volume, how many searches a month, how hard it is to rank for that keyword according to this tool. But as an example, Miami plastic surgery. Okay, so we're in position 40 for that keyword. Position 2, position 5. So which one's that? That's going to be Zuri is in position 2, and you've got Aru is in position 5. There's 6,600 searches a month for that keyword. Oh, you would want to be ranking for that keyword. Like these guys right here, they're doing very, very well for that keyword. That's a lot of money. So plastic surgery Miami, as an example, we're position 39, position 2, position 4. Again, look at that. That's 10,000 possible leads a month just from those 2 keywords. Obviously, these guys are not going to receive them all, but I can assure you that they would be getting a couple of thousand leads just by ranking for these keywords. That's why this stuff's so powerful. And now you know. You might not have thought that it was possible, or you just weren't aware of it. Even this best plastic surgeons in Miami, you could create perhaps something really powerful around that, a supporting piece of content. You would need to include others, But that's what's amazing about the keyword gap analysis. So now we can export that data. Same again, guys. I just do the 500. I don't want to take out all my credits and having to be paying another couple of hundreds of dollars to be able to utilize this for a YouTube video. But it is what it is. So let me open this up and I will grab this information and put it all in for you. Okay, so you just copy this, come over here, this, and paste. So now it's pasting. And this is why I don't like doing more than 500 words, guys, because it starts taking a long time. Yeah. Why that is on. Let's get rid of that. Put the filter on. There we go. Let's beautify it a little bit. Make it all centered. Beautiful. So here's our keywords. This is us. Competitor, competitor. Okay. So you can go through and filter everything out, and you can obviously see all of the data across here as well. So difficulty, cost per click. It's not that accurate, guys. And all of this information over here. So very, very powerful, very useful analysis, and we use it all the time. Let me get rid of this. Yes, I want to get rid of it. Okay, so now the next step is a backlink gap analysis. Again, another very powerful tool. Let's jump into it. So what is a backlink gap analysis? Essentially, a backlink gap analysis is what it sounds like. It's very similar to the keyword gap analysis. Now, the beautiful thing about this is, as of this year, 2022, and it's been coming ever since over the last few years, it's very important to be in what's called as the link graph. Okay, so as an example, if you think about all of the plastic surgeons in Miami, they're going to have these types of links from different profiles. If you're outside of that party and you don't have those links, well, Google doesn't want to invite you in to celebrate in the rewards of ranking higher. So we're going to perform a a backlink gap analysis on the plastic surgeons to identify what we need to do. Now, wherever there's a match, I'm looking at this column right here, okay? So where it says matches, wherever there's a two out of our competitors have this link, we need it. We need it. There is no if, buts, or whens. Now, if it's a spammy-ish kind of link, send it to a page that can be burnt. So like a supporting post or something. But guys, all of these links right here, this where it says 2 out of 3 people have it. So like our competitors over here, look at all this. I need to build all of this. No if, buts, or whens. I need to beg, borrow, and steal to try and get onto these profiles, okay? That's exactly what you're going to have to do to try and get a link and match and be a part of that link graph. So when you are looking at performing a backlink analysis, it's vitally important. Now, you'll notice that these guys have 12 and 14 links. Like, it's like, wait, do I need that many from this page? No. The main thing is to focus on referring domains. So as an example, this is one referring domain, but there's, 12 backlinks. Backlinks isn't really the important thing. It's the referring domain that's important. If you can have 12, yeah, go for it. Absolutely, why not? Don't ever say no to a backlink if it's from a good source. But the thing is, once you get it, move on to the next one. Don't sit there and be like, oh, okay, I would like it if you could send me a few more. No, move on to the next one. It'll happen eventually. That's what you need to start doing to ensure that you get into that link graph profile. Because when you're doing plastic surgeon SEO, if you really want to rank and you really want to make things happen, you need to be in that link graph. It has to happen. Okay. So all we need to do now is export that data. Same thing, guys. I copy, paste it, put it into this spreadsheet. You'll have it all there. So one, if you are an SEO agency and you're doing plastic surgeon SEO and you're presenting this to your plastic surgeon client, you know, you can sit there and be like, hey, look at all this work we've done and this is what we need to do. Because honestly, like, guys, without this, it's going to be very hard. Like, maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but not all backlinks are the same. So that's why you need to go after these links. You have to beg, borrow, and steal to try and get on them. So same thing, just come down to the backlink tab here, paste it all in, and then you'll have all of this information here, guys. So I've made this spreadsheet very easy to operate. Anyone can utilize it. So same thing, let's beautify it a bit. There's a free video, guys. If you want to see any free tools, you can go over and check out that video. But yeah, here it all is. And then you'll find that the matches actually moves over to the right here. So here it is. So anything where there's a 2, you need, and I mean need, to actually go after it. Now, the next thing that we need to do is review our keywords in Google. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, so when it comes to reviewing your keywords, we've pretty much already done it. But my point is we want to see where we're ranking for each keyword. So that is important. So for that target keyword, we're in position 39. Now, you can identify this with, of course, your keyword research tab that we already have. However, remember that this is a tool. This is not Google. They're not associated with Google. They're not best friends. You need to remember that what you're targeting is Google. So always just double check, put in the manual work to go through and be like, okay, what's Google actually saying about me and my business? So that is what I always do, because I want to know what Google's saying. I can do it, guys. I've done it a million times where it looks great in all of my third-party tools, and then Google gets it and goes, nope, not happening. I'm not ranking this. I don't want it. That's SEO. So you need to make sure that you're talking to the thing that you're trying to rank on. That's vitally important when it comes to plastic surgeon SEO. All right. So now that we've done that, what we want to do is review the core web vitals. Now, some people say that core web vitals is not important, but I disagree, especially when it comes to this type of stuff, because if you have a worse performing website than your competitors, doesn't matter how many links you have, Google will still, I've seen it a million times, Google will not reward you as well as your competitors that have the links, have the keywords, have the traffic, the organic traffic coming in, and that have a great website that is user-friendly. So let me show you how to analyze that now. So when it comes to the core web vitals, what we want to do is you can either go back to the home page. So let me just show you. I've done this so many times, guys. I know what's going on, but you can basically go through and click off everything. So you're like, okay, I'm moving along. So we're going to review the core web vital. Now the core web vital, check this out. Google C or Charlie Whiskey Victor. Wow, it's been too long since I was utilizing the phonetic alphabet. So what you can do is you can click on it right here, and this will take you across to it. Now I must caution you, it can cause your browser to drop. I joke about this all the time, but Google's performance tool, whoops, I have gone to the wrong thing. Why has that not opened up? There we go, guys. I don't know what happened there. That was interesting. Yeah, Google's performance tool does not perform. So what you would do is you would test. I'm only going to run one test on our website, but what you would do is you would test your website and test all of your competitors. Now, if you're performing not too poorly, like let's just say your competitors here and you're here, do you need to go out and spend $450-ish to fix the website, depending upon how big the website is? Not necessarily. But if your competitors are up here and you're down here performing really, really, really poorly, absolutely you need to go out and fix it. Absolutely. There's no if, buts, or whens. So this is okay. This is not terrible. On a mobile device, for the layout they have, aesthetically, it's quite pleasing, the layout they have. So this is okay. I would respect and, aim for this type of number on a mobile device. So it's okay in my eyes. And the fact that they're green on desktop is another tick. If you're not green on desktop, be concerned. Be very concerned. You must be green on desktop, guys. It's desktop. You have the perfect conditions. So thankfully, nothing bad happened. Or did I speak too soon? Oh, no, I didn't. So yeah, it's gone. So we're okay. So you can come down here and just be like, you can put in your scores, or you can be like, okay, but you need to review your competitors. Maybe your competitors are a lot better than you. But if you're in that situation like this individual was, so like Eden was, I wouldn't be too stressed because I'm okay. I'm just outside the parameters with the mobile version. It's not too bad. Could be the time of day, day of week, whatever, guys. But overall, that number looks pretty good. But if they had a scored 20, then yeah, you need to do something about it. And if the other guys are both 100, 90s, 100, then when it comes time, once you've built your pages, you've got the same backlinks, same amount of content, and you're just wondering why you can't get above them, you will have to look at doing the core web vital. And yes, that's how far it can go. So now that's done, what we want to look into now is the schema. So I like having schema on websites. Some SEOs say that it doesn't move the needle, but I love it. I think it is quite powerful, especially seeing how Google said last month that they're only going to read 15 megabytes of a web page. You need to give that information to Google as soon as possible. So let me show you how to validate that. Okay, so when it comes to validating the schema, we're applying the same principles as we did when it came to reviewing the core web vitals. We check what we've got and then we see what our competitors have too, because it's exactly the same principles, guys. So you scroll up here to Schema Validator right here and you click on this link and it'll open up everything. All you'll need to do is grab your domain. So copy your domain. Let me just get rid of the about. Okay, let me go home and let's get rid of the about. Okay. Once that will come up, you just need to literally paste in your information here. That's it. And you will do the same thing with your competitors. So you need to see what's going on. So they've got physician, which is okay, but it should be more so aimed at plastic surgery. Yeah. So they're also like, if it's just representing one individual where this doesn't look like it is, it's actually looking like that it's presenting more. It's an actual organization. The other ones look like they're only presenting one person. This one does not. It even looks like it's more so an organization. So perhaps there should be organization or local business schema in here. And that's what you would want to figure out what your competitors have. Is this vitally important, and is it more important than backlinks and content? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But again, if you want to be taken seriously, this could be the thing that moves you from position 39 up to perhaps position 30. These little things all come together. And when you start to build those backlinks and content, having everything working for you is going to get you jumping a lot quicker. So that is how you review the schema, and that's how you check everything out. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to review the plastic surgeon citations. So we're going to look at their citations and look at the competitors. So let's do that now. Yeah, gangly piece of shit in my fucking throat. Okay, so citations. All right, so what we're going to do is the citations. Now, when it comes to reviewing citations, you have a couple of means of doing so. You have the free way, which I will show you, or you have the way of doing it paid, which is what we do because it's just easier. So you can utilize this thing called Bright Local. That's up here. All you need to do is click on the link, go sign up for it. But again, you have to pay for it. So it just depends where you are at. Now, what that'll do is it'll actually show you how many citations there are for that business, what they are, what the classification is. It's very easy. You don't need to go away and do all that work yourself, but I'll show you the free way. Now, the free way is not as accurate, but you will understand a lot of things and you can learn just the basic stuff for free. So you grab this here, which is commonly referred to as a search operator. Now we come up the top here. I'm going to get rid of this and I just paste this in here. Now what we do is we grab our website. So you copy your website, come back over to here where it says website, get rid of that, paste that out. And we need the business name. This is why I said it's very important that we grab the official business name because that's what you'll use on citations. So if you don't know what a citation is, think of Yelp. That's a citation. You've got your NAP, which is your name, address, and phone. That has that information there. And for some reason, this thing's going slow. I think it's because of the all of these websites have automations or have videos, so playing in their thing. And I think the websites are just like, it's just not liking it today, guys. Okay. It is being very slow for some reason. Ever since this latest Chrome update came out, like, it's because Google's tracking more of our data, so they want more information on us. So that's why they're everything's a little bit slow. But once you place the name in there, you hit enter. Now what's going to happen is it's going to show us things like your LinkedIn, like your Yahoo Finance. Now these could be considered backlinks as well, but they're mainly citations. So I'm looking at 32. That's tiny. Like, where's their Yelp? Where's their Yelp? Not even there. So there you go. Why would Google trust you if you don't even have a Yelp? There's 32. Now, like I said, you need to go through and actually look at this yourself to ensure that there is actually 32. When you're assessing this, you need to go quite granular. That's why we use Bright Local, because you punch it in there and it does it yourself. But like I said, guys, we have to pay for it, and it takes like 20 to 30 minutes to do because it crawls each one. So you come onto your competitors tab. Now let's do the same thing with a competitor. So let's grab good old Zuri, and then same thing. So like, I'm just pasting out his website, placing that in there. We're going back, grabbing his business name. Let's see how many good old Zuri's got. Just check it out. 66. Okay. There's his Facebook. There's his YouTube. There's his BBB. There's his Sunbiz. So all of these types of things, guys. See how this is all coming together. Now he has 66. I hope you're picking up with what I'm putting down. But if you're not, it's because I haven't explained it well enough. But what we're looking at right now is, again, we're just trying to figure out where we're lacking. There's a reason that we're not ranking number one. And now we can start to see why. Well, he has 66 citations while we have 32. We have 126 pages while he has 239. We have, I think it was 900 backlinks where he has 2,500. It's all coming together. So that's how you do plastic surgeon SEO. So once you've done that, you would want to ensure that you have Google Analytics and Google Search Console installed. That'll help you track the data and ensure that you measure everything that goes on your site. That's vitally important. I can't stress that enough. You don't need to use those, but they are free and they're very helpful tools. All right, so the next step is to set up the website so we can improve user experience, set it up to improve conversions, and we need to set it up so it would pass Core Web Vitals. Now, like we said before with the Core Web Vitals, that's essentially okay. So we're going to focus on the conversion aspect of it and the user friendliness of it. So when it comes to improving a website's conversion, guys, I'm pretty much done with the competitors. So I'm going to close down a couple of these tabs because we don't need them open anymore. And I don't want to slow down the site. But as you can see here, now it's nice, but there's a couple of things that I would recommend that they do. Now, I harp on this all the time, but I like having a call button if you're a local business. So if you're specifically in one area, have a phone call. Okay, they should have a big CTA here. Here it is schedule a consultation. Well, to get plastic surgery is quite serious. It's not a little thing. Yeah, it's something that people need to chat with a licensed professional about. They need to understand the risks. They need to know what they're in for, how much it'll cost. Why would you make me schedule a consultation? I'm trying to find out information. So what am I going to do with these guys now? I'm going to call the next person that I can call. How do I call them? Where's the call button? That's something that I can't stress enough. I always say this to businesses. It's like, if you have a receptionist, there should be the ability to call. right here, there should be a big CTA, and it's like, call us now. Now, yes, you might find that individuals lock up your phones. If it gets to that, if that's a problem you have, that's a good problem to have. Maybe you hire someone to field those calls. But I promise you, as an example, these guys are having, on average, from an outside look, 700 people. Whatever their conversion rate is now, it'll increase by, I would say, honestly, around about 30% if they added a call button there. This schedule a consultation, it's great, but I'm on the fence. I don't know if it's the right thing for me. I don't know how much it's going to cost. I want to be able to easily find out what's going on. That's what needs to happen here. So when you are trying to do plastic surgeon SEO, it's not just about getting the keywords perfectly ranking. It's also about, like, what do people do when they arrive at the site? Because to be honest, guys, I don't see myself getting plastic surgery, but let's say one day in the future I want to look like Thor. I want that. I've got the accent, but I want the image to go along with it. Perhaps I will need to reach out to a plastic surgeon, and my concern would be like, oh, what are the downsides of it? I don't have that answered here. I don't have it answered, and that's the problem. Perhaps there could be an FAQ as well. It's like, what are the risks of this? Like, what are the downsides to it? I want to know the downsides. I want to see some more information. Okay, surprising Botox treatments. That's great. But this is something that a lot of people do, is they'll use SEO agencies and they just create kind of content that's not that valuable. But if you put a piece of content down here that's like surprising things that you need to know before you think about plastic surgery, I'm genuinely interested in that. Even if it was just a piece for me to read about and go, oh, I didn't know that, I would be intrigued by that. So my wife is not a plastic surgeon, but yeah, like, I'd still be intrigued in that. She probably would be intrigued by that. So that's the thing that you need to consider, okay? So when you're looking to improve your website, SEO is not just about getting traffic. I like making sure that when I send traffic to a client's site, they have the ability to call. That's vitally important to me and something I value immensely. All right, so the next thing that we want to do is we want to pick our target keywords for the plastic surgeon SEO campaign. So let's jump into the final stages now. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to come back over to our spreadsheet, and this is why our plastic surgeon SEO spreadsheet checklist is just so powerful, because we have the data. So we've obviously got, this is our target keyword that we started with, but what we can do is we can start to ascertain what keywords we're ranking for and what we would actually like to go after a little bit more. So if we were to scroll down to the bottom, things that we're doing okay on, but Miami body plastic surgery, not great volume, but you can have a look. Non-surgical neck procedures. Okay, we're in position 21. Not that many searches, but osteoma on forehead, 480 searches. So this is maybe a keyword we could go after, because we're already in position 21. Perhaps we can create a little bit more content around this, get a few links to this, a separate page, and we can start ranking number one, because it's not that difficult either. So there we go. Now, relying on the difficulty, guys, it's, but the thing is, with intuition, I look at 34 and then I look at 69 and I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I stand better chance at nailing this one most likely than I do this one. So at 480 searches as well, this is more appealing to me than this one down here. So let's grab that one. So 480 and in position 21. So what you do is you can place that in here, and this is what you could present to your plastic surgeon client. You could say, hey, look, have you thought about going after this keyword? Is it valuable to you? You're currently ranking in position 21. There's 480 searches a month. I believe I can get you a little bit higher. Now, perhaps you create a service page and then you create a supporting piece of content to boost that up to the thing that really attracts the links. That's what can be done here. So that's where this stuff's quite beneficial. And that's how you can go after target keywords for your plastic surgeon SEO campaign. Another way of doing it is the keyword gap. So like I was saying before, this is the power of the keyword gap. You come back over to here and go, okay, so what do our guys have that we don't have? What are we missing? What is some insightful information? And it appears, let's see, protruding chin. Okay. Let's see what they're doing. Let's try and get this. Akram. Let's have a look. Let's see what these guys are doing well for. I want to see what they're doing well for. Come on. There we go. So they're not doing too well for these keywords, but we are in a way. So we're in position 40. They're in position, Aru is in position 23. There you go. How much is a facelift in Florida? Facelift cost Florida. Is it worth having a look at building content around those types of keywords? I would like to think so. Search volume 70. That's enough for me. Keyword difficulties, not a lot. It's informative, and you can utilize this blog post to then support your facelift surgical procedures that you have as supporting content to help that rank higher. So now not only can you be informative to an individual that wants to know that question, I want, how much does it actually cost? I have no idea. So it's very interesting. It's very informative. And that is something that you can look at. So when you're picking your target keywords, I could pick this to then create another service page that's specifically on facelift. If that's a service you offer, this is something additionally you could go after. And that is how you pick your target keywords for a plastic surgeon SEO campaign. So the final thing that we need to do is combine everything in. So we need to formulate a solid strategy for this plastic surgeon's SEO campaign. So let's do that now. All right, so when you're putting your plastic surgeon SEO campaign together, you want to utilize the SEO strategy page. So like I did previously where we put in the Google business profile, needs a lot of work, this is where you go. Now, there's obviously a few additional columns over here where you can input comments and everything like that. And then you've got the months down the side here. But this is just something that you can utilize in your plastic surgeon SEO checklist to ensure that you're following along and you're planning out the campaign so you can present it to the client. Now, this is why you use this checklist, because now you have this information on what needs to be done. Straight away, the first thing, and realistically the only things I would be focusing on for the first couple of months, is content and links. That is it. Look at how far behind we are. So 2,500 on average, 200 pages minimum, 240 minimum, 9,000 keywords. So how well are we doing? Let's have a look. Let's just have a look. We come over to the home page. Okay, total keywords, we've got 3,500. Total backlinks, 294. We've got 32 citations and an authority score of 18. We've got a lot of work to do. So if we go back up here, how many pages do we have? We have 126 pages. Only thing, like, this is honestly, guys, that this is a very straightforward thing to me. I've shown you what to do with the Google business profile, but all I need to do is more pages, more links. This is very, very simple. Now, what I would do to break it apart so you have a bit more of an understanding of a plastic surgeon SEO campaign and doing SEO for plastic surgeons is you would want to make sure that, one, you get into the link graph. So when you build links in month one, you're going after those ones that our competitors have. And secondly, you're not necessarily copying the same content, but you're being appropriate in the targeting content that you're going after. Like in the example I gave with the target keywords, that's how I would approach the content. I would be sitting down with the plastic surgeon saying, listen, mate, this is where your competitors are. You want to be up here in position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where you want to be. Well, this is what we need to do to get there. This is what it's going to take. So you would sit them down and walk them through it. And then it would just be, this campaign would take you months. It would take a long, long time. But as you saw before, there's thousands of searches for the keywords. So if they start ranking up the top, it's well worth it for them to invest in having a ton of pages created each month so they can start ranking higher up the top. Now, when it comes to how exactly you would lay out this strategy, guys, I'm not going to go too much in depth because you don't need to. You already know what you need to do. There's a lot of pages that need to be built and you need to get those backlinks. When it comes to additional backlinks, I would be looking at perhaps other plastic surgeons around the area because you would have different ones, and going after the links that they also have as well, because you can tie it in. Your competitors might not have it, but other plastic surgeons that are also your competitors might have it. So guys that are up near me in Fort Lauderdale, as an example, you might see someone up there that has a lot of links that could be useful. That's how I would go about formulating a strategy for a plastic surgeon. If you need help, if you want to create a SEO campaign for a plastic surgeon, more than happy to help you out. You can contact my agency, more than happy to work with you if you're a plastic surgeon or you're doing one of these campaigns. Guys, reach out to me. Don't forget to get the checklist down below. It's completely free. Like and subscribe. If you've enjoyed this video, let me know down below. I love making these videos. It's actually a lot of fun for me, and I hope you have a lovely day. Cheers.